Thank you very much, everybody, for making it today, and welcome to this Make a HIROCOLEDGE Tenugui face covering, an online demonstration with Takahashi Hiroko as part of Japan program this summer online. Thank you very much indeed. Today, we have a demonstration with textile artist and designer Takahashi Hiroko. Now, you will be watching on Zoom, I believe. We have a few housekeeping rules. So please note that your microphone and webcam will be disabled for the entire duration of the event. Please use the question and answer feature to type your questions to the speaker or hosts at any time. You'll find that at the bottom. If you do not want your name to be attached to your question, please check the option send anonymously. That's also fine. Questions will be collated by a Japan House moderator, and the selection will be answered live during the event. We hope to answer as many questions as possible. Please note that the contents of this event will be recorded and may be shared afterwards. So thank you very much indeed. Takahashi-san, today, we're delighted to have her here with us. We'll give a demonstration of how to make a pleated face covering from a tenugui, which is a simply woven Japanese hand towel, tenugui, using her own design. And I have one here. I have my own that Takahashi-san has. They're extremely comfortable, and I would recommend anybody to try and make one. If you've prepared the materials to follow along, please do join in and let us know how you are doing by posting your face coverings on social media, tagging Japan House London at Japan House LDN and using the hashtags Japan House London and Museum from Home. As I mentioned, you can ask questions through the Q&A, and we'll try to answer them at the end of event as well. This event is also streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook, where a recording will be archived, so you will be able to see it later. And if you're watching on Zoom, please do try and ensure that you're watching in gallery view. We also have a downloadable worksheet on the Japan House website, which is how to make a HIROCOLEDGE face covering, which includes a step-by-step instructions, and we'll send a link to everybody through the chat. And just a quick notice about face coverings. Please notice that face coverings are worn as a way to encourage the reducing the risk of the wearer passing on viruses to others. These are not meant to be a substitute for medical masks used as PPE by healthcare workers. So it is important to use face coverings properly and to wash your hands before putting them on and taking them off. And please see the UK government website for guidance on wearing face coverings effectively. We'll also send a link to you all in the chat for that. But let me introduce our guest today. She is contemporary textile artist Takahashi Hiroko, based in Sumida in Tokyo, and her work innovates the Japanese kimono tradition. She's the founder of the design brand HIROCOLEDGE, which aims to bring about a fusion of art and fashion. She's a graduate of Tokyo Geidai, that's Tokyo University of the Arts. Her kimono is featured, one of them is featured in the Victoria and Albert Museum exhibition Kimono, Kyoto to Catwalk, which reopens, thankfully, at the end of this month. So if you haven't seen it and you're able to visit London, please do try and get a look at it there. And also we have a display in Japan House London by Takahashi-san called Renovation Kimono on the ground floor, which will be opening at the beginning of August and throughout the rest of the month. So throughout this COVID-19 pandemic, Takahashi-san has been making face coverings from tenugui, these Japanese hand towels. And all Japan House staff will be wearing HIROCOLEDGE face coverings, just like my one here, to protect guests and other staff as Japan reopens. I'd like to maybe, first of all, ask a few questions to you, Takahashi-san, if I may.
高橋さん、先に数個質問をしてもよろしいでしょうか。
はい。
Before our demonstration, my first question, why did you start making face coverings?
デモンストレーションの前の最初の質問なんですけれども、なぜマスクを作ろうと思ったんですか？
このコロナの影響で、保育園を経営している友人からマスクが不足していると、保育士さんたちのマスクが足りなくて困っているという相談を受けて、布でマスクが作れないかということで、いろいろ話があって、それがきっかけでマスク作りを始めました。
Under the current COVID situations, it started when my friend, who's a nursery owner, came to talk to me, as there was a shortage of face coverings amongst nursery teachers. So she asked if there was any way that we could make face covering using cloth, and that's when I started.
Thank you. And so why did you use Tenugui fabric to make the face coverings? Is there an advantage to using this?
ありがとうございます。なぜ手ぬぐい生地だったんでしょうか？
まず手ぬぐいはコットンで、天然素材なので肌触りがいいということもあるし、気軽に洗えます。
First of all, tenugui is made out of natural cotton, so it's very good for the skin, and also it's easy to wash as well.
でこの手ぬぐいは注染という日本の伝統染色技法で染められているんですけれども、
And these tenuguis have been hand dyed. It's called chusen technique, and it's a traditional method.
顔料プリントなどとは異なって、染料で染まっているので、繊維の機能性を損なわずに、吸湿性などの機能を損なわずに、色柄がきれいに染め上げることができるという、その注染で染まっているので、手触りもいいし、吸湿性もあるっていう、そこが利点だと思います。
And the ingredients of these dyes are different to something like face coverings, for example. So it doesn't affect the components of the fabric itself. So it is very absorbent. And that was one of the reasons why I chose Tenugui.
Okay, thank you.
もう一つ、あと、その手ぬぐいは約35センチの幅で細く折られているので、端が耳といってほつれないようになっているので、その幅のまま使えるので、裁断の手間が少なかったり、縫い代の処理が少なくて済むので、その効率よくものづくりができるという、そういう利点もあります。
And also, the tenugui width were 35 centimeters, and that it was narrow enough. And also the edge of it, it's been hemmed already. Therefore, there weren't as many steps necessary to make face coverings.
Okay, thank you very much. So one concept which underlies this work is, I noticed, making without waste. How do you integrate this concept into your current work producing face coverings?
この無駄のない作りというのが高橋さんにとっては大事だという印象を受けるんですけれども、今回の作り方においてそちらはどう生かされているでしょうか？
立体的なマスクはカーブが多いので、生地の無駄が出やすいということがあると思うんですけれども、今回のマスクは四角い生地から作ることができるので、四角い生地から作ることができるので、無駄が出にくい。そういうマスクの。
I'm sorry, I think that's why I think that someone's probably trying to phone you to say whether your camera is on. Yes, I can see you now. I can see you. Should we start again? Should we start again with the concept question? Just so that you know, one concept which underlines your work is working without waste, making without waste. How do you integrate this concept into your current work producing face coverings? Sorry, just one more time, sir.
質問をもう一回ちょっと繰り返しますね。高橋さんが大切にされているこの無駄のないものづくりという理念ですけれども、こちらはこのマスクにどう生かされてますでしょうか？
立体的なカーブのあるマスクだと、生地の無駄が出やすいんですけれども、このマスクは 手ぬぐいの幅を生かして四角い形で作られているので、ほとんど生地を無駄にすることがないんですね。
So within the face coverings, any sculptural or 3D designs of face coverings have lots of curvatures. So it is quite wasteful when you're making it out of a cloth. But this face covering that I am about to show you to make is made out of square cloth, and therefore it's not wasteful in its shape itself.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. どうぞ。
いいですか？あとほとんど直線、全て直線で縫われているし、裁断の手間も縫製の手間も少ないということで、本当に効率よくできるマスクだと思います。
As well as that, all the sewings has been done mostly in a straight line, and also there aren't as many steps involved, to make the face coverings as well. So I think it is very efficient and practical face coverings to make.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for bearing with us. We're doing quite a technical feat here. We have, of course, Air, who is interpreting for us behind the scenes. We have, of course, Takahashi-san in Tokyo. I'm now about to disappear, and Takahashi-san will now demonstrate how to make this Tenugui face covering. And we hope also to switch on some other cameras. So I will leave you, and I will leave you to Takahashi-san. Thank you.
高橋さん、ありがとうございます。それではサイモンさんの動画がストップして、デモンストレーションに移りたいと思います。ここでよろしいでしょう
か。それでは始めたいと思います。
Okay, we're about to start.
今日はこの私が作っているヒロコレッジのプリーツマスクを作ります。
Today we are going to make this pleated face covering by HIROCOLEDGE, designed by me, which I'm holding now.
でこのマスクなんですけれども、ヒロコレッジのマスクはこの1メートルの手ぬぐいからできています。
And this HIROCOLEDGE face covering is made out of these tenugui, which is 1 meter in length.
でこの手ぬぐいから、今日作るマスクは4枚作ることができます。
And this one tenugui would produce 4 face coverings that we are about to make.
ほとんど無駄なく裁断することができます。
So there is almost no waste if you create 4 masks from this tenugui.
この形なんですけれども、この部分がカットされているのは、縫い代の厚みを少なくするためです。
So this is the shape that we are going to start. And as you can see that I have cut down on the hem slightly. And this is because I wanted to reduce the thickness of seam allowance as much as possible.
縫い代が分厚いと少し縫いづらいのでカットしていますが、カットせずに縫っていただいても構いません。
So as I said, if the seam allowances are too thick, it would be harder to sew, but you do not have to cut. This is not absolutely necessary.
それではまず
So first of all,
34センチの幅に折って両サイドを縫います。
we are going to fold the cloth into 34 centimeters length, and we'll start sewing on both sides.
手ぬぐいの幅は約35センチなので、収縮があるので、ものによって多少違いがあります。
The tenugui width normally is 35 centimeters, but because the fabric is natural material, there are some variations in the width as well. But 35 centimeters is the guideline that we would use today.
今この私の持っている手ぬぐいは 35.2 センチなので34センチにするために両サイドを6ミリずつ折ります。
And the tenugui that I'm holding right now is 35.2 centimeters. So in order for us to make it into 34 centimeters, I will fold it by 6 millimeters each on each side.
アイロンかけていただいてもいいですし、私はかけずに縫います。
You are free to iron it before sewing, but I will sew it without doing so.
はい。今日は見やすいように黒い糸で縫います。
And today, I will sew it with black thread in order to show you how I'm sewing.
端から2ミリぐらいのところを縫ってください。
Please sew about 2 millimeters from the edge.
次に
The next step.
アイロンで2つに折ります。内側に、外側が表です。
The outer layer is what come as a front, the exterior of the mask, and the inside, without the pattern, is the inside of the face covering.
2つに折ったら、この切り取られていない方を上にして、
And if you fold it in two, the unseamed part would come on top.
もう一度半分に折ります。
And then we would fold it again into half.
そしてこの輪になっている方、縫っていない方、布がつながっている方ですね。こちらをもう一度持って2つに折ります。
And the section that we haven't sewn, where you can see the loop, I would fold it again.
ここでしっかりアイロンの跡をつけてください。
And make sure that you iron it well, so we would keep the pleating would be kept intact.
でこのアイロンで跡をつけた線を頼りにここにプリーツを留めるステッチを縫います。
And following the lines, the pleats that we have created with the irons, we would sew the pleating stitches just beside the pleatings.
両サイド縫ってください。
And please sew on both sides.
そうしたら次に
And the next step.
今折ったアイロンのところをそのまま倒して、反対側も同じように半分折り上げてアイロンをかけます。
And we are going to repeat the process on the reverse side by folding and iron it on top.
そして、このプリーツを留めたところが袋状になっているんですけれども、
And you can see that we have created this loop with the pleating stitches that we just made.
ここを広げて、このセンターのアイロンの線とプリーツを留めた縫い目を合わせて、
And we are going to open
袋の
up
部分を平らにします。
and open up the stitches and fold them over on top of two sections that aren't part of the loop.
もうこれでプリーツが出来上がりました。
Now the pleatings have been completed.
そしたら次に両サイドをゴムを通してですね、こう三つ折りにしてみます。
And the next steps are we are going to work on the edges of these this face covering, and we will fold it in 3 and then put the elastics on both sides.
このマスクは出来上がりがの幅が20センチです。
And this face covering would be 20 centimeter in width once it's completed.
裁断の幅が25センチなので、両サイド 2.5 センチずつ折ります。
If you remember, we started off with a cloth of 25 centimeters in width, so we have sewn 2.5 centimeters on both sides.
まず 2.5 センチのところで折ります。
And we fold it with the 2.5 centimeters section first.
この後この残りの部分を内側に折って三つ折りにします。
And you would fold that the section that we have just folded, and that would create the 3 folds or triple folds.
ゴムがの太さにもよるんですけれども、この幅は使うゴムの幅に合わせて調節してください。
And this folded section would be used as a channel of the elastics, but you can adjust the amount and the width of the channel depending on the elastics that you are using, elastic bands, elastic you are using.
自然にこう三つ折りにする、自然にこう折って三つ折りにすると、だいたい 1.4 センチぐらいになります。
And if I follow it naturally from the 2.5 centimeters that we had, it would end up about 1.4 centimeters of this section, which are going to be the channels.
次にこの三つ折りをミシンで留めます。
And we would sew up these sections with sewing machines.
Hello, I'm back again. Just to remind, briefly only, just to remind people, if you're watching on Zoom, please do make sure you are in gallery view, and that will ensure you are able to see all the cameras that Takahashi-san has very kindly set up for us in her studio in Tokyo. So that's, everyone should be watching in gallery view if you're watching on Zoom.
見えてますか？
Can you see me, everyone?
ではこの縫い代の端から2ミリぐらいのところ、1ミリから2ミリぐらいのところを縫い留めます。
And we will sew up the hem that we have created. About 2 millimeters from the edge of the hem is where I'm going to sew.
これでマスクの形になりました。
And we have the completed face covering shape now.
この、オプションなんですけれども、
And now we're going into the optional process.
ノーズワイヤーポケットがここに縫う、ステッチを縫うとノイズワイヤーポケットになります。
You have an option of making a pocket to insert a nose bridge wire here. It would give you the nose wire bridged face covering.
センターに11センチぐらい縫うとちょうどワイヤーが入るような形になります。
If you sew in the center of the face covering about 11 centimeters at the top section, that would be the sufficient length to insert the wire.
端から6ミリから7ミリぐらいですかね。6、7ミリのところにステッチを縫います。
From the edge of the panels that we have created, we will leave about 6 millimeters. Actually, from the top, it would be about 0.6 centimeters.
.こういうふうにステッチを縫うと、この内側からノーズワイヤーを入れることができます。
If you sew up this optional stitch, you could insert the nose bridge wire from the inside of the mask face covering.
これでマスクの形になりました。
And now we have the shape of the face covering.
最後に
And the last step
ゴムを通します。
is to pull on the elastic on both sides.
プリーツのところが少し通しにくいので。
And it is hard to get the elastics in when there are stitches for the pleats.
ゴムの通る道を探して通してください。探って通してください。
And you have to figure it out as you do get the elastics in, but it will be done. You can find the path here.
これで通し終わりました。
And now the elastics are in.
あとは皆さんが自分の顔に合わせてこのゴムの調節をしてください。
And the elastics and the length of it could be adjusted depending on how long or short or how it fits your face. So please adjust it yourself.
これでプリーツマスクの出来上がりです。
And the face covering, pleated face covering is now done in front of me.
できましたか？
Did you manage to make one yourself?
That was so quick.
早かったですね。
早かったですね。
Yes, it was quick,
でも
wasn't it?
手で縫ってもとても簡単にできると思います。
But I think it is easy to hand stitch it as well, should you want to.
I find it extremely comfortable.
すごくこうつけ心地がいいんですけれども。
はい。
One of the
プリーツは、
どうぞ。
プリーツはすごくシンプルなんですけれども、
Yes,
このゴ
pleating
ム
is
のと
very
ころを
simple. But
ゴムをきちんと引っ張ってこうカーブをここに作ると立体感が出てよりフィット感が出ます。
yes, but if you pull on the elastics and also adjust the face covering itself to suit, adjust to fit your face shape, then it would fit very well.
I mean, one of the reasons we chose it, not obviously because it's extremely attractive, but one of the reasons we chose this particular part is because it is so comfortable. It does really fit around your face very, very well.
でもちろん見た目が美しいというのもあるんですけれども、つけ心地が大変いいということも高橋さんに今回参加していただくご教授していただく理由になりました。
嬉しいです。よかったです。
Yes, glad to hear it. Thank you.
No, I think they're wonderful, and of course they're made from Tenugui. We have a question actually from somebody watching. What was the size of the cloth at the start of making?
そしてこちら手ぬぐいで作られておりますけれども、参加者の方からご質問がありました。手ぬぐいのオリジナルのサイズは何センチですか？どのぐらいなんですか？
もう大抵の手ぬぐいが34センチ、35センチの幅で織られている生地で作られていて、長さはいろいろあるんですけれども、だいたい90センチから100センチぐらいです。
So most of the tenuguis the width are consistent. It is roughly around 34 to 35 centimeters, but the length could vary. It could be anything from 90 to 100 centimeters, roughly.
And so the tenugui is cut into four sections in order. One tenugui is cut into four in order to make four different tenugui.
でそしてその手ぬぐいが4つに切られて作られたということですよね、高橋さん。
はい、そうです。
Yes, exactly.
私の手ぬぐいは少し長め、だいたい日本の手ぬぐい90センチぐらいで切られているんですけれども。
But yes, most of the Japanese tenuguis tend to be around 90 centimeters in length, but my tenuguis are slightly longer.
1メートルあるので、
Yeah, my tenuguis are around a meter in length.
今回は4つの手ぬぐいが4つのマスクが作れます、1枚で。
So from 1 meter of my tenugui, I could cut them into 4 to create 4 face coverings.
Okay, thank you. And what about for a child?
ありがとうございます。子供用はいかがでしょうか？このサイズですか？
子供用は5枚作れます。
For children's face coverings, you could get 5 out of the meter length Tenugui.
Okay. So we're talking about, in that size, it's about 20 centimeters, and then the other one is about 25 centimeters if you were cut it into 4. Okay, thank you. You mentioned, Hiroko-san, that you were using black thread so that we could see where you were stitching. What thread would you normally use? What color would you normally use?
高橋さん、今回皆さんにお見せするために黒い糸を使ったというふうにおっしゃられたんですけれども、普段は何色を使われますか？
普段はこの染めている色に合わせた糸で縫っています。
I would normally choose the thread that would go with the dyes of the patterns on the Tenugui.
Okay, thank you. So indeed, so I've got mine is black design, and so I've got black thread as well on here. We have another question. Thank you very much for the great demonstration on how to make this face covering. The question is, how do you insert a filter to work with the fold of the mask?
素晴らしいデモンストレーションありがとうございました、高橋さん。このマスクの中にフィルターをつけたいとしたらどうしたらよろしいでしょうか？
このマスクは二重になっているので、この中を開けて、
So this face covering
間に
is
入れてください。
it has double cloth actually at the front and the back, so you could open it up from the back and then insert the filter inside.
Okay.
例えばこういうことです。
Oh, okay.
So I can demonstrate. It would be like this. So,
この間にこのように入れていただけます。
So I have inserted the filter in between the front and the back side, like this.
Okay, thank you. And I think this is probably a similar question. We have a question as well about the nose wire, the nose bridge wire. How do you insert this, and do you have to pierce the material for it?
ありがとうございました。関連する質問になるんですけれども、このノーズブリッジワイヤーを入れるときのはどうしたらいいでしょうか？その針で穴を通さなきゃいけないんでしょうか？それともどこかに穴を開ける必要がありますか？ No, you don't.
ちょっとお待ちください。
Just wait for a few moments, please.
例えばこういうもう使い捨てのマスクがお持ちでしたら、
And if you have any of these disposable masks, face coverings,
このノーズワイヤーを
you could
捨
get
てる
the
前に
nose wirings out before you discard it,
取り出して使ってください。
and that could be used for the face covering that you are about to create.
この2枚の内側から手を入れて、
And so we will get our hands in between the two sides of the face covering.
このノーズワイヤーポケットのステッチの途切れたところから、
Then you can see the gap between where we stitched the nose wire, the optional nose wire stitching, and the top of the face covering.
ワイヤーを入れることができます。
And you can insert the nose wire, nose bridge wire here.
はい、入りました。
Yes, without piercing anything. And now it's in.
こういう形です。
Thank you.
And this is how it's going to look.
There's one somebody has asked where we can buy them, or on Takahashi-san, for example, you can find them from other masks like that, but you can buy them online. If you search for nose bridge wires or nose wires, you'll find them. We have somebody here has asked, thank you very much indeed. This is from Fauzia. I'm hand stitching and still on the initial hems, but this has been a great workshop. Thank you very much. I'll get my sewing machine out to make another one and watch the recorded workshop to help me. Indeed, thank you very much for noticing that. We have recorded this and it will be available on our channels on Facebook and also on YouTube. So yes, indeed, if you're hand stitching, then please do watch and have another go later with the sewing machine. We have a question here. Where can we buy Tenugui in London? Does Japan House have them? Yes, is the answer. And Japan House is open at the moment. And we're very lucky to be able to show the work of Takahashi-san here in London. And I'll just remind people, if you do wish to find Tenugui like this, we will also have the renovation display of Takahashi-san's renovated kimono in Japan House. Later starting at the beginning of August. We have another question here. Thank you very much. This is from Mireille. She's asking, thank you very much for the demonstration first, very interesting. What type of elastic do you use?
ミレイさんからのご質問です。デモンストレーションありがとうございました。ゴムですけれども、どんなタイプのゴムを使われているんですか、高橋さん。
私が使っているものは、水着やレオタードに使われるようなストレッチの生地を細く切ったものです。
The elastic that I'm using is the materials that are often used in swimsuits or leotards, and those elastic material are cut thinly, and that is what I'm using.
最初こういう形でいいですか？
どうぞどうぞ。
So the original elastic is like this. So it's a centimeter in width.
これをこう引っ張るとくるっと
And if you
丸まって
pull them vertically, you can see that it would curl up.
例えばタイツやストッキングを細く切ったものでも利用できます。
And you could even use tights or any tights actually. If you cut them thinly, you could use them as elastics as well.
Fantastic, thank you. We have from Christine. We have a suggestion here for nose wires. She uses the plastic covered wire ties, which are usually included in boxes of food storage bags in the UK. Thank you for that tip. Very good indeed. It really does help for the mask or the face covering to fit around the bridge of your nose. And we also have another comment here. Yes, another suggestion. You can use the twist ties for nose wires, or jewelry wire as well is another suggestion. Thank you very much. One thing I noticed, Takahashi-san, was these bold designs.
高橋さん、一つ気がついたんですけれども、柄がすごく大胆ですよね。
So this is a question really from me. I remember when we first met Takahashi-san in Tokyo, I was very taken with your suggestion that about wafu, about the idea of Japanese visual aesthetics.
高橋さんに初めて東京でお会いしたことをよく覚えてるんですけれども、その時に 和風の日本のその柄、ビジュアルということに関しての理念にすごく共感して興味を覚えたのを覚えております。
はい。
And I wondered what you've got several different designs, and I was wondering where your inspiration for these came from.
そして何パターンか高橋さんのその柄のデザインがあると思うんですけれども、そこのインスピレーションはどこから来るんですか？
私の柄はすべて線円と直線だけで構成されています。
And my patterns are composed by only perfect circles and straight lines.
特に具体的なモチーフがあるわけではなく、作るものや素材、技法に合わせて円と線だけで表現をしています。
And I don't really have any particular motifs or images that I am basing my designs on, but I do create the patterns composing only those materials, just perfect circles and straight lines.
限られた要素で表現することによって、制約から生まれる無限の可能性を示すことで、物が溢れているこの時代において、小さな幸せにもっと気づくべきであるというようなメッセージを込めています。
I feel that by restricting my presentation forms, I am trying to send the message of infinite possibilities within small things. In this world that there are so many wastes and abundance of objects, and we're surrounded by them. But I hope that by showing my presentation with such small forms, I am showing that you can find happiness in small things.
それと、その線円と直線というのは失敗が目立ちやすい柄でもあるんですね。自然の花鳥風月、日本だと花鳥風月と言いますけれども、自然の動物や植物がモチーフの柄と違って失敗が目立ちやすい、あらが目立ちやすいので、職人さんたちにとってもすごく実は難しいものづくりがすごく難しい柄なんですね。
Another thing to say is these simple forms like perfect circles and straight lines are extremely difficult to create and reproduce for craftsmen because they are so simple, any flaws would show up. And so we have this concept in Japan of like within patterns often with using flowers or anything in the nature or animals. It's called kashofugetsu. But they are much easier to produce in some ways because flaws do not show up. So it's quite challenging for the craftsmen.
でもそれがきっかけとなって職人さんの技術や技法の発展、進歩に少しでも継承ですね、そういうものに寄与する、そういうことのきっかけになる可能性がある柄だと私は考えています。
But I feel that by making them challenge into creating and reproducing these patterns, I think in some ways that it could assist the succession of these traditions and also for them to develop the techniques, traditions, and for them to really hone their skills. So I think it could be useful in some ways for their industry and their techniques too.
例えば着物も直線で作られていて生地に無駄がないというような構造なんですけれども、それに近しい似たような形で私の柄も制約があるけれども、その中で表現することがもしかしたらすごく大門さんが日本的と感じた部分なのではないかなと思います。
In some ways, we could get the links with kimonos and its shape, for example. Kimonos are cut very straight and sewn very straight as well. So there aren't any waste when we are creating kimonos. And the same concept is seen in my face coverings too. So I think in that light, it is understandable that you saw my face covering as quite Japanese and wafu.
I think they're brilliant. Thank you very much. I think also what you highlight about this technique of dyeing, chusen dyeing, which is craftspeople are needed to be able to make this. One question we have actually from somebody is because of this materials, what's the best way to wash it?
素晴らしいご説明ありがとうございました。この抽選染めに関してもご説明をいただいたんですけれども、これに関するご質問です。この生地を洗うのにベストな方法は何ですか？
水で中性洗剤で手洗いですね。
I would recommend washing it in cold water with just neutral detergent.
Okay, thank you.
Hand wash です。
Hand
Hand
washing.
wash.
Hand washing. Because hand washing. Thank you very much. We have David Jordan has said thank you very much for the great demonstration. He says he's not so great with sewing, so where can he buy them? Ready-made. Please do come to Japan House. Hopefully you'll find something there. Yes, of all different kinds. Different. We have, I think, 3 or 4 different designs from Takahashi-san. We have. One question. Takahashi-san, will you indulge me? We have one question from somebody. They would like us to model would you be able to wear one of your masks?
こちらのマスクをぜひつけてモデルとしてこちらに移っていただきたいんですけれども、よろしいでしょうか？サイモンさんもかぶります。
There we go.
かぶりました。
They're really comfortable. I highly recommend them. Thank you. That was from Freya. Thank you. One of the questions we also had was about the washing. Was does it shrink? Does the cloth shrink?
洗濯に関するもう一つの質問なんですけれども、布は縮みますか？
はい。
Yes, it would.
Okay.
縮むんですけれども、私たちは最初に洗ってから作っているので、あまり縮まないかもしれないです。
It would shrink, but our ready-made face coverings are washed once already before I sew them, so therefore it shouldn't shrink so much.
Okay. So should you wash? You should wash the tenugui before you make the mask.
ということは参加者の方々も一回洗った方がいいでしょうか？作る前に。
どちらでも大丈夫なんですけれども、洗うと縮むので、本当に4枚取ろうとすると結構ギリギリぴったりになると思います。
Either way is fine, but because the cloth would shrink, if you are trying to make 4 face coverings from one tenugui, it would be really quite hard and tight. So you just need to be careful with that.
あと、濃い色は特に色落ちがしやすいというか、色移りがしやすいので、そういう濃い色の場合は先に一度洗った方がいいかもしれません。
And any tenugui with dark color dyes, they are easily, the colors would come off quite easily. It would transfer onto different fabrics. So I would recommend you wash them first before you make the face covering.
Okay, thank you. We have a few more questions, if you don't mind. Do you need to remove the wires, the nose wires, before washing?
何個かもご質問があるんですけれども、お付き合いください。まず初めの質問は、そのノーズブリッジワイヤーは洗濯をする前に取らなきゃいけませんか？
取り外すかどうかですね。
取り外さなきゃいけないですか？
私は入れたまま実は洗ってるんですけど。
I personally wash it with the nose bridge wire in.
It's done by
もし
hand.
錆びるような水に弱い素材、錆びるような素材の場合は取り出した方がいいかもしれません。
If the bridge wire is, if the nose wire is made from metallic material that would just rust easily, then it might be better if you just take them off before you wash them.
Okay.
脱水をするのに絞らずにタオルで挟んでぎゅっと水を吸わせて脱水をしているので、ワイヤーが入っていても私はそのまま洗っています。
And after washing, I don't wring my face coverings. I would just press it with towels to get any excess moisture out. So you, in theory, nose wire should it should be fine to have the nose wire in when you're washing it.
Thank you. We have a comment actually from Sally Jameson. Thank you, Takahashi-san, for your excellent demonstration. Your mask pattern is wonderfully elegant, precise, and very quick to make. Sally has an aluminium nose bridge, which are self-adhesive. And so she adds them to the folding and before the sewing. But indeed, I agree with you, Sally, that these are wonderfully designed. Thank you very much indeed. I think we are there. Our time has quickly come to an end today. Thank you very much indeed. Takahashi-san, that's been amazing. It's so nice to see you in your studio.
高橋さん、時間が来てしまいましたが、本当にありがとうございました。素晴らしいデモンストレーションでした。そして高橋さんのデザイン、スタジオからこちらが放送されたのも大変嬉しいです。
ありがとうございました。
No, thank you very much for making the time. It's been wonderful. We're very privileged. Please remember, everybody, that indeed we have all sorts of things by Takahashi-san at Japan House, and a new installation will be opening at the beginning of next month throughout August of Takahashi-san's renovation kimono, something wonderful. Please do come if you can to Japan House London. Our ground floor is at present open. Thank you very much indeed. Also, I have to say thank you very much to Nakamura-san as well, who has worked very hard as well behind the scenes, setting up all the cameras that we have there as well in your studio. Thank you very much for that. It's been wonderful to be able to show the different aspects at such close quarters. Please be reminded, everybody, you will be able to see this later on. It's been recorded through the Japan House channels. Thank you very much. Just a quick word about what is coming up next at Japan House London. We have the next in our series of manga masterclasses with Kubo Kiriko. That's on Wednesday, the 29th of July. And then also on Wednesday, the 12th of August. Please do join us for that. We also have a Makie and Kintsugi. We have another studio visit, this time to Kyoto. And we have a demonstration and a talk about the different techniques used in makie and how they have been adapted for kintsugi. So please do join us for that. That's on Monday, the 10th of August. There we have the ground floor display, renovation, kimono and sustainability, starting from the 5th of August until the end of the month. Takahashi-san's wonderful renovated kimono. Please do come and see that. It will be a very, very good display indeed. And our next exhibition, starting on the 19th of September, here at Japan House, will be Architecture for Dogs. Please look on our website for more details. A more playful look at design and architecture and our relationship with dogs. Thank you very much indeed. It's been a great pleasure, Takahashi-san. 本当にありがとうございました。I
あり
hope
がとうございます。
I hope everything is okay for you in Tokyo. Please take care, and I hope it's not too hot. Please look after yourselves, and we hope to see you soon.
暑すぎないことを願っております。どうぞお体にお気をつけください。そしてまた会える日を楽しみにしております、高橋さん。
ありがとうございます。またロンドンに行ける日を楽しみにしています。
Thank you. I look forward to coming to London again as well.
Yes, very much. We look forward to you. Thank you very much indeed. Stay safe, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.